boosting generation speeds by 60 to 85% per user, pushing throughput limits up to 661% at extreme targets, and slashing infrastructure costs all without retraining a single weight of your AI model.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers usually scream marketing hype, right? But the underlying architecture here is fundamentally restructuring the physics of how we serve AI.
Exactly. We are diving straight into DeepSeek's new DSpark framework today. It's this massive leap forward in speculative decoding. We have the benchmarks, the architecture breakdown, and the open source DeepSpec drop.
Right, and we're cutting straight to the data, because to understand why a 600% throughput gain is even mathematically possible, you first have to understand the fundamental bottleneck that DSpark fixes.
Which is that large language models write one single token at a time. It's a severe structural speed limit.
It is. I mean, for every single word or word fragment, the model has to push data through its entire neural network. So you have thousands of compute cores on these GPUs just sitting idle for milliseconds.
Waiting for memory to load. Because it can't calculate the third word until the second word physically exists. It's not a compute problem, it's a traffic jam.
Exactly. And you can't just throw more GPUs at it to make a single sentence generate faster. So DSpark uses speculative decoding, which, crucially, is mathematically lossless.
So to visualize this, it's like having a lightning-fast sous chef chop all the ingredients.
Yeah.
And the head chef just gives it one glance and says, approved, rather than the head chef doing every single chop manually.
That's a great way to look at it. You pair a tiny, blindingly fast drafter model with your massive target model. The drafter guesses a short sequence of upcoming tokens, and the giant model checks them all in a single forward pass.
Saving massive amounts of compute time. But if the drafter guesses badly, the head chef just throws the food out.
Right, and you waste all that compute. DeepSeek previously used a super conservative baseline called MTP1 just to stay safe. But older drafters always hit this brutal wall, forcing developers to choose between speed and accuracy.
Yeah, let's talk about that wall. The previous benchmarks really show the struggle. You had autoregressive drafters like Eagle 3, which were accurate but incredibly slow.
Because they predict sequentially. Token 1 predicts token 2 predicts token 3. The grammar is fantastic, but the drafting time grows linearly.
So you're basically forced to use super short, shallow drafts, which defeats the purpose.
Exactly. So then the industry swung to the opposite extreme with parallel drafters like DFlash. It generates the entire block in one single pass. Asking for 15 tokens takes basically the same time as asking for 2.
Speed is great, but DFlash suffers from what they call multimodal collision, which sounds like a physics anomaly.
It's a huge issue. Since DFlash predicts every position independently at the exact same time, it has no concept of how the tokens relate.
Like the example in the paper, if the logical next words are of course or no problem, what happens there?
Well, the parallel drafter sees high probabilities for both of and no in the first slot. Then it sees high probabilities for course and problem in the second slot.
Oh, so it just grabs the top ones independently.
Right, and you get this complete grammatical train wreck where it blurts out of problem or no course.
Which means massive rejections at the end of the block. Suffix decay just eats all your speed gains.
Exactly. Which is why DSpark's semi-autoregressive trick is the foundational magic here. It refuses to pick a side between parallel and sequential.
Right, it uses a DFlash-style parallel backbone to generate the block instantly.
Yeah.
But then it bolts on this tiny sequential Markov head.
And what's fascinating here is that the Markov head only looks at the immediately preceding token. It doesn't read the whole context window.
But wait, if you add sequential logic back in, aren't you just reintroducing the speed bump from Eagle 3?
You would be if it were doing a full neural network calculation. But it uses low-rank factorization. It compresses the math so aggressively that it's computationally dirt cheap.
So going back to our example, the parallel backbone instantly throws up of and no problem. But the millisecond it samples of, the Markov head kicks in.
Yes. It immediately suppresses problem and aggressively boosts course for that very next token. It sidesteps the collision entirely.
The benchmark data on this is wild. A tiny 2-layer DSpark model completely beats a 5-layer DFlash model across the board.
It's incredibly efficient, and if you look at the scaling, pushing the draft length from 4 tokens up to 16 tokens adds an imperceptible 0.2 to 1.3% to the latency.
Wow. Barely a fraction of a percent for a massive 30% jump in accepted text length. For developers, that is maximum coherence for absolute pennies on the compute dollar.
It really is. But generating those 16-token drafts is only half the battle. Blindly verifying all of them during peak server load is a huge waste of resources.
Right, here's where it gets really interesting for production. If the server's just getting hammered with thousands of live users, doesn't checking 16 draft tokens per user crash the system?
It would, yeah. Older decoders suffered from that exact bottleneck. But DSpark uses a hardware-aware prefix scheduler with this thing called sequential temperature scaling.
Basically a confidence checker, right?
Yeah.
Because neural networks are famously overconfident. They'll guess completely wrong, be like, yep, 100% sure.
Oh, absolutely. Neural overconfidence is a heavily documented problem. The scaling calibration steps in and pulls those error rates down from around 3 to 8% all the way down to roughly 1%.
So it actually knows when its drafts are garbage. How does the scheduler use that during heavy load?
It dynamically trims the drafts. Under light load, it verifies everything because spare compute is basically free.
But when everyone is fighting for batch capacity.
Exactly. When the server is stressed, the scheduler looks at those calibrated confidence scores. If the drafter is only, say, 40% confident about the 12th token, it aggressively prunes tokens 12 through 16.
Before they ever reach the giant target model.
Right. It stops them before they steal batch capacity from other users. And because of the strict math behind it, it maintains a completely lossless target distribution.
So you get the blazing speed, zero quality drop. Let's look at the DeepSeek V4 benchmark results, because this is where DSpark violently pushes the Pareto frontier of LLM serving outward.
The hard numbers are undeniable. Offline, it beats the autoregressive Eagle 3 by about 30% on Qwen 3 models, and it beats the parallel DFlash by 16 to 18%.
But the live deployment versus their old MTP1 baseline is the big one. It accelerates per user generation by 60 to 85% on V4 Flash.
And 57 to 78% on V4-Pro. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to talk about the stress test numbers you mentioned at the start.
The 661% throughput gain for Flash, and 406% for Pro.
Right. The paper is remarkably honest about this. Those 600+% numbers happen in extreme regimes, at like 120 tokens per second targets.
Basically when the server is being pushed to the absolute brink.
Exactly. At those limits, the old single-token baseline completely collapses. It flatlines. So DSpark is expanding the feasible frontier. It's not just a casual 6x speed-up on a healthy baseline. It's survival.
So what does this all mean for developers listening? DSpark doesn't make the model smarter, it just makes it significantly cheaper to serve.
Which is everything right now. Even at very sensible, everyday service targets, your aggregate throughput rises by 51 to 52%.
Right. So if your GPU cluster can push 50% more tokens at the exact same power draw and cooling cost, your operational costs plummet.
It completely changes the economics. If an engineering team is debating whether to pay per token for closed APIs or self-host open-weight models, a 50% efficiency leap drastically tilts the math towards self-hosting.
And it's not locked in a walled garden either. DeepSeek brought this to Qwen and Gemma through their open source drop, DeepSpec.
Yeah, this is a massive industry building block. They didn't just drop a pre-trained checkpoint. They released a reproducible training repository under an MIT license.
Which includes Eagle 3, DFlash, and DSpark all side by side.
Right. Dropping the algorithm gives researchers a standardized test bench. You can attach this DSpark-style drafting to basically any target model you're building internally.
And deploying it is shockingly simple. If you're running vLLM, it's literally a pip install and a volmum serve command using the Hugging Face checkpoint.
It acts as an OpenAI-compatible endpoint right out of the box. The optimization is live instantly.
But let's throw some cold water on the laptop deployment dreams here.
Right.
The setup is easy, but the hardware realities are still incredibly strict.
Oh, absolutely. DSpark itself is lightweight, but the base models are monstrous. The V4-Pro is 1.6 trillion total parameters.
Even the V4 Flash is 284 billion.
Yeah. The speculative head barely touches your memory footprint, but you still need heavy multi-GPU infrastructure just to load the base model.
It's an accelerant, not a compressor.
Right.
It doesn't shrink the model, it just makes the enterprise hardware you already need run vastly more efficiently.
Exactly. And there are still limits. The upfront compute cost is the big one.
Right. For incredibly complex prompts like abstract math, where the acceptance rates are super low, the parallel drafting compute just gets wasted.
Because the model rejects all the guesses anyway. The next necessary evolution, they point out, is difficulty-aware early exiting, bypassing the drafter entirely when a prompt is too chaotic.
Which makes sense. But the bottom line here is a massive triumph. DSpark successfully marries the raw speed of parallel drafting with the coherence of autoregressive drafting, all managed by a server-respecting scheduler.
It redefines the baseline for affordable AI serving. But this raises an important question for you viewers in the comments.
Oh, this is a great point.
If frameworks like DSpark keep making the generation of tokens effectively friction-free and nearly instantaneous, does the primary bottleneck for AI simply become how fast we can feed data into the context window? Let us know what you think.